To figure out the totals for our survey, you want to start in your Gmail account. I am currently in Mail. I'm already signed in. Right here you can see I'm signed into my CCHS Dons. I want to go to my Drive. From Drive, find your form. It's in alphabetical order. I called the example one. We're using example 2. Here is just a fake spreadsheet with no real questions and just a bunch of numbers, but this is good enough to show you the example. You want to scroll to the bottom of the form. Mine is being stubborn and has frozen. There we go. Now I'm at the bottom of the form, and over here where there's nothing, I want to start by just saying total ones, then underneath that total, it'll start to fill in for me, but 2s, total 3s, and so on. So that's my first step. Then underneath here, I'll put average. If you just want to know the average, then you can skip all of this. If you want to know all of it, then you can do both. Now we're going to enter a formula. If you see over here, I put the formula. My husband taught it to me. He's much better at this than I am. And anyway, so I need a cheat sheet. This is the formula we're putting in. Essentially, we put equal, which is in the top of your keyboard, then type count. As you see, it starts to populate all this stuff because it's trying to guess what you're going to do. Just ignore it. Just type away using the example. Count if, and then parenthesis. You do the very first cell, so up here at the top, whatever this one is, but don't move it around because then it gets really confusing if you do, like I just did. Woo. Count if. I happen to know that this one starts on B2, so just check that before you start. Then colon, then the last one, the last cell we're using, which is 16 in this case, B16. My example was based on a much larger spreadsheet. B16, comma, quotation mark, equal 1, because we're going to count the ones, quotation, parenthesis, and then return. And now it has counted all the ones, and there's 3 of them. If you make a mistake, it will be red. Now we'll move on for the 2s and do the exact same thing. Equal, count, if, parenthesis, B2, colon, B16, comma, quotation mark, equal to, quotation mark, parenthesis, enter. And so you just do that for all of them. Equal, count, if, parenthesis, B2. Obviously yours might not be B2. Well, it probably will be B2, but it might not be B16. It'll probably have a lot larger of a number. That's okay. Just whatever the last answer is here, that's what your second one is. B16, comma, quotation, equal 3. Now again, equal, count, if, B2, B16, comma, quotation mark, equal 4. B2, B16, oops, comma, quotation mark, equal 5, quotation mark, parenthesis, enter. So now I have all the totals for just this column. Don't worry, you don't have to type that every time. I can show you how to make it work for all the columns in one easy move. For average, we do equal average, parenthesis, B2 again, through B16 like we did the other time. And that's actually it. The average one's easier. Now see how it is 2.73333. You can format the number so it's not like that under format number, and then you can round it, or you can choose to round it to 2 decimals, or round it just rounded numbers, so we'll round it up to 3. So you kind of pick what you would like. Okay, now at this point we want these numbers to come all the way across because we want to know for every question, not just the first question, and we don't want to retype. So it gets a little weird, it starts to swirl around the whole spreadsheet, but just you can control it here, and then you can control it over here if it starts to wig out on you. Okay, so now you want to highlight, so that means click and drag the mouse so it turns blue over all these numbers, and then go all the way so you're making blue underneath all the questions until it gets to the end. Okay, and then it stops there, and then I hit Command on my keyboard and then R, and then voila. Well, just kidding, almost voila. Voila, I had all these. Now I missed the average one, so I need to just, now I have to highlight this one because I should have got it and I didn't. And then Command R, and it works.